a place in Kerala. It is known for its spices and Thalisheri biryani. The first time I had gone to Thalisheri, I had this biryani in a restaurant, but I didn't like it. During the same visit, I was invited at my sister-in-law Saida Bhabhi's home, and I ate Thalisheri biryani home cooked. So I decided that even I'll make this biryani and see if I can make it that good. And I made it, and it was so awesome that I decided that I should teach you this recipe, and it's very simple and it's really yummy. So thanks Saida Bhabhi for introducing this Thalisheri biryani home cooked to me, and this recipe is dedicated to you. So let's start making our Thalisheri biryani. So over here I have kept around 3 tablespoons of oil for frying in this pan, and we will be frying around 4 onions, 4 medium sized onions. We have to make it golden brown in color. So now take a look, our onions are almost becoming brownish in color. It should become light golden brown, but it should become a little crispy. So we have removed all the onions into this plate, and now we will start frying these cashews. We have these cashew nuts over here, so we'll make it a little brown in color. We'll start frying our raisins. We have these dark raisins. So in a very low heat, please fry this. So we have removed all our raisins and cashews. We have these onions which we fried. So we'll divide this into 2 parts. One end would be for decoration, and one part would be to add this into the chicken gravy. So we'll be making a gravy base for the biryani. So for this we have to divide this into 2 parts, and the part which we will be adding into the gravy, we will have to crumble it a little bit like this. And for the biryani rice, I have washed 4 cups of normal broken basmati rice. So this is like small grain basmati rice. So we have to use a small grain rice, not the long grain one. Normally we use long grained rice for the biryani, but for this we will have to use small grain rice. To this pot I'll add 1 teaspoon of clarified butter. In this vessel I have taken 1 star anise, 5-6 cloves, 2 cardamoms, 2 small cinnamon. I'll add all of this into this pot, and I'll add the rice into this. And I'll add the rice into this. So I'll add around 2 cups of water, enough to soak the rice, and 2 teaspoons of salt. And keep checking the rice as it cooks, because we have to see whether it doesn't get overcooked or it shouldn't get burnt. So as and when it becomes a little softer, if it requires more water, keep adding water. So let's cover this and let it cook for around 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll keep checking it. Now we will start cooking our chicken. So for that we have kept this pressure cooker. We'll cook it in the pressure cooker so that it's done quickly. So to the pressure cooker we'll add 2 teaspoons of oil, and we'll add 1 big ladle of clarified butter or ghee. So I have these spices over here, cinnamon, cardamom and cloves. So I'll add all of this into the pot. 2 roughly chopped onions into this. Green chilies, these are 2 chopped green chilies. This is ginger, chopped ginger. These are 12 to 15 cloves of garlic, and this is garam masala powder, biryani masala powder. Okay. I had made a green masala paste, which is coriander and mint leaves along with green chilies and ginger garlic. I had made a paste out of this, so I'll add this. This is a very small quantity, around 2 tablespoons. Now to this I'll add my chicken. So I had washed around half a kg of chicken, and I had kept it aside. So while it is frying over here, I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt to this while it is frying. Now to this I'll add some coriander leaves, roughly 1 teaspoon, and I have some chopped mint leaves. So around 1 handful of chopped mint leaves I'll again put into this. Now I'll add 1 small bowl of curds into this. So curds soften the meat very well, so that's why we add curd, plus it gives a good tangy taste, so we have to add this. I have 1 squeeze of lemon, so I'll just add this lemon water into this. Now I'll add 1 teaspoon of paprika powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder or haldi. Now I have 2 chopped tomatoes, roughly chopped tomatoes, so I'll just add this into my pot. So now at this stage I'll add 1 more teaspoon of salt to taste. And remember, we had fried these onions and we had kept them aside. So the pieces, the ones which I have made, crumbled them into pieces, I'll add all of this into this pot. Now to this I'll add around half a cup of water. It helps the pressure cooker in the cooking process. So now take a look, our chicken curry is also ready, the gravy. So the consistency of the gravy should be only this much. There shouldn't be more gravy in this. So because the biryani should not become wet, otherwise it will become soggy. So you should always keep in mind that the gravy shouldn't be too much, it should be less. So even if there is more water, what you should do is you should evaporate it by heating it for more time. We'll start layering the biryani. So this is the pot in which we will start doing the biryani layering. So the first layer will be some gravy. We should spread it out completely like this. So the next layer will be our rice. So look at the rice, it has really become grainy and fluffy. We should not overcook it. Always remember, biryani rice should always be grainy, and it should be soft but grainy. Now over this we'll put a layer of mint leaves, just a light layer of mint leaves like this, and some coriander leaves. Over it we'll sprinkle some of the fried onions which we made, little bit, not too much, and a few cashews and raisins too. Not too much, because on the top layer we have to put a lot of it, so please use sparingly in the lower layerings. So now on this we'll put the chicken gravy along with the chicken. Now the next layer will be again our rice. Pat it off like this, level it off. And now again we'll put our chicken pieces, and if there is some more gravy left, we'll not put it in the biryani, we'll just keep it aside, because too much of gravy will not taste really good. We can use it later on while eating the biryani. So let it be a little dry like this. So look at this. We will add our mint leaves and our coriander leaves like this, some fried onions once again, and some fried cashew nuts and raisins. Now we'll top it off with all the rest of the rice. So over this now we have put all the rice and we have arranged it. We'll put 1 teaspoon of clarified butter above this, and now we'll end it by putting all the rest of the mint leaves, all the raisins and cashews which we had, and finally the onions, the fried onions. Cover this with an aluminium foil like this, so that the steam is trapped, and the water which is accumulated because of the steam shouldn't fall on the rice, and the rice shouldn't become soggy. That is why we make this, and we keep it so that all the chicken gravy and the rice, the flavors of the chicken gravy should get mingled with the rice, and all the flavors should get into each other, and then the biryani tastes really good. So that is why we do this. We'll heat it for around 5 minutes. So it's 5 minutes now and our biryani is already cooked. So we have done this process also, and now we'll open this and we'll see how it looks. Just take a look, it's looking fabulous. Now I'll show you exactly how to plate it. So what we do in Telesheri is, We just remove all the rice, we just remove it up like this, the layers, and we take the bottom layer and we put it like this on the, and we go on doing this. So we make a pile of this like this, and then we start putting the upper layers like this. So this is how our Talisheri biryani looks after it is plated, with all the dry fruits and everything. We'll sprinkle it with some more cashew and raisins and some fried onions on the top. So our Talisheri biryani is ready to eat. Take a bite, guys. Hey, hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up quickly. Subscribe to my channel and stay connected. Share with your family and friends. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Until next time, keep it simple. Simply City.